Hi, my name is Robert Shelley with Chelle Law, and my law firm assists veterinary associates with employment contract issues. Today, I'm going to talk about whether a W-2 or a 1099 is better for a veterinarian. So let's just take what a W-2 and 1099 mean, and then the employment relationship between both of those, and then kind of talk about which one is probably better for the vet. So first, if you are a W-2 employee, you are an employee. You're not an independent contractor, and you've signed an employment agreement, and so the taxes will be taken out of whatever your compensation is on the biweekly, monthly basis, whatever their pay period is. In a normal employment relationship, the benefits you're going to get would be they're going to pay for your malpractice insurance, health insurance, vision, dental, life, disability, retirement. They'll pay for your license, DEA registration if necessary, credentialing, those types of things. So they will pay for all of the normal things that kind of go into being a vet. Whereas if you are a 1099, you're an independent contractor. You've signed an independent contractor agreement with the employer, and you are not an employee, meaning no taxes are taken out of your payment. So they'll just pay you, and then ultimately it will be your responsibility to then pay the state and federal government for any of the taxes. Now, when you are an independent contractor, the employer generally isn't going to provide any of those benefits at all. Sometimes they'll pay for the underlying malpractice insurance, although for vets, malpractice insurance is extraordinarily reasonable. I mean, for a general vet, it could be $300 or $400 a year. So they're not going to pay for your license, for your DEA. They won't provide benefits. So no health, vision, dental, disability, life, retirement. You're just not going to get that stuff if you're an independent contractor. So why would you be an independent contractor if you're not going to get any of those things? Well, I guess it would come down to compensation. You should make more theoretically as an independent contractor to kind of offset not getting all of those benefits. So if you're going to have a $100,000 offer from an employer, and when you're going to be an employee and they're offering you all those benefits, and then they're going to offer you $100,000 to be an independent contractor and not offer any of those benefits, it's just not as good of an offer. Now, for most independent contractors, you'd create an LLC, and then you would, expense all of those things. But it's also much more difficult to get any of the ancillary benefits when you're completely on your own. It's very hard to find health, vision, dental. You can find disability, you can get life insurance, obviously, and then you also have to pay for your own things. The reason why, this is just the honest reason why most employers would pay as an independent contractor versus an employer or an employee, they don't have to pay employment tax. So employment tax usually is somewhere between 8 to 12%. So they're saving 8 to 12% on what your compensation is each year. They're essentially treating you as an employee. They tell you where to go, how much you're working, who to see. And so you're really a quasi-employee, and the employer is just trying to not have to pay employment tax. The IRS lists a 20-factor test on kind of an analysis of is someone actually an employee or an independent contractor. So maybe look at that and say, all right, look, you're not giving me or any of the benefits of being an employee, but you're requiring me to do all of the things that an employee would normally do. Being an independent contractor would make sense if it's more of a side gig. So maybe you're just doing some kind of moonlighting work for somebody, and it's kind of up to you how often you're working. That would make sense to be an independent contractor. But if this is a full-time job where you're going in 5 days a week and you're interacting with the vet techs and the front office and all of the patients and all that kind of thing, it's unlikely that you're an actual independent contractor, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So overall, most of the time it would make the most sense to be an employee. So you get a W-2. it wouldn't make sense to get a 1099 and be an independent contractor for a full-time job. I don't know. Opinions on that may vary, but I just find overall, most of the time, if an employer is offering a independent contractor position, they're not actually an independent contractor. If you have any questions about your employment agreement, feel free to call my law firm at the phone number listed below in the description, or you can reach us through our website, chellelaw.com. And I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.